Good morning, everyone. Let's recapitulate chapter history 3, ruling the country side. In this chapter, we'll come to know about the different kind of settlement and indigo planting. The story is this: the company became the Diwan. Diwan means the company had got right to collect the revenue from the area. After the assumption of Diwani, when the company got the right to, of Diwani, the assumption of Diwani, when in 1765, the company began to use the vast revenue resource of Bengal. This caused a huge loss of revenue of Bengal, and the Bengal economy fell into deep crisis because the company which revenue they collected from the Bengal, from that revenue they bought many things which they were trading from for on these things they were trading with India. So that time when they got the exemption of Diwani, there were no need to spend their money. They utilized that revenue money for bought the things from India. And the Bengal economy fell into deep crisis because they were started exploiting the artisan, weavers, craft person, farmers. In this way, the Bengal economy fell into deep crisis, and the other main reason was famine, and the people were not thinking about to increase their agriculture way of quality. Artisan began to desert village. They start uh, they started moving from their villages for searching the other livelihood in the city because they were being forced to sell their goods to company at low price. That is why they started or they left their villages. Desert means they left their villages. The agriculture cultivation showed a sign of collapse. खत्म हो गया था. Then in 1717, what is the big, how we can say the Bengal economy fell into deep crisis? Because first reason is the artisan began to desert the village, and second one, the agriculture cultivation showed a sign of collapse. In 1770, the tribal famine killed 10 million people in Bengal. So after that, the company felt that need of improvement in the field of agriculture. So after that, they introduced different type of revenue system. So on 12th August 1765, Mughal Emperor appointed East India Company as a Diwan of Bengal. And that event was took place in the Robert Clive stand with few Englishmen in India were as a witness. This thing is a which show above the painting. This event is show the majestic occasion taking place in a grand setting. The painter appointed by Robert Clive to record this memorable event in his life. Because the grant of Diwani clearly wants such event in British imagination, and they knew very well that it uh, create profit for us, them, not us. Because through that money collected from revenue, a trading company had also ensured that it could buy the product it needed and sell what it wanted in their fishing price. Now the next one is the crisis we have already discussed. because the revenue collected in Bengal could finance the purchase of goods for export. Up, the question is how these things are beneficial for the company, because they no need to spend their money. They only use their revenue money, collected revenue money. Okay. Now, next one is, come to the next is, need to improve agriculture. Yes. So after that, the company introduced permanent settlement. Lord Cornwallis, the Governor General of India at that time, when the permanent settlement was introduced. As it is already mentioned, the company was, economy of the Bengal was ruined, and could the company be certain revenue income? Agar if it is continuously it was going, so it was not beneficial for the company also. So that is why the company start thinking about to need to improve the agriculture. So finally, in 1793, the company introduced permanent settlement. By the of the settlement means the Rajas. The first feature was the permanent settlement was, it was introduced in 1793. In the ruling time of the Cornwallis was the Governor General of India at that time. Fine. Now what is the main feature of this? The Rajas and the Talukdar were recognized as a Zamindar. Here, who is known as a Zamindar? The Rajas and Talukdars. And they were asked to collect the taxes, the rent from the peasant and pay this revenue to the company. So who play the mediator role between the peasant and the company? The Rajas and Talukdars. That time the Zamindar means those play a mediator role. Zamindar means that for the company. So the Rajas and Talukdar were the Zamindar, means the mediator. Those play the role between peasants and the company. They collected the tax, the rent from the peasant, and then pay to this revenue to company. So this is the first point, first feature of permanent settlement. The second feature is the amount, which amount the Zamindar collected, the rent collected from the peasant, that amount to be fixed permanently. That is why the name of this settlement is on this feature. That amount is fixed permanently, and it was not to be increased ever in future. That is why this settlement name is permanent settlement, because the revenue was fixed and never it was to be increased ever in future. Second point done. The third feature, why they kept this thing in their mind, because it was felt that this would ensure the regular flow of revenue to the company's coffers. At same time, encourage the Zamindar to invest the improving the land, because from that amount the tax was too high. So that was the responsibility of the Zamindar to collect the rent from the peasant and pay to the company. So the company failed. In this way, they had regular income, and this way the Zamindar start think about to improve their agriculture way of method. This way they increase the production and they pay the revenue to the company. But what happened? Why this permanent settlement was failed? Because the Zamindar not took any step for improve the agriculture method. The revenue was too high. The peasants were unable to pay that revenue. Fine. Let's talk about the disadvantage of permanent settlement. Why? It created a problem for company officials, soon discovered by the Jamidar were not investing the improvement of land. The revenue that had been fixed was too high, second, and the Zamidar found it difficult to pay that revenue to company. Because the peasants were unable to pay that amount. And in the first decade of the 19th century, the situation has changed. The price in the market rose and cultivation slowly expanded. It increased the income of Jamidar, but not gain for the company. Okay, Zamidar start collecting the tax, but not they did any work in the improvement of the agriculture. In this way, they increase the money of Zamidar, but not company. Because the Zamidar could give out the land to tenants and get rent, but they're not interested in improving the land. So in this way, that these are the disadvantage of permanent settlement, because the villager and the cultivator found this system extremely oppressive. The rent, the peasant paid to the zamindar was high, and his right on land was not secure, because to pay the rent had to be often taken as a loan from the moneylender. When they failed to pay this rent, he was overthrown, evicted from the land, and he cultivated from generation to generation. So the land, the right on land was insecure. Company, after that, early 19th century, the company official were introduced other revenue system, that was Mahalwari system. The Mahal means in British revenue record, Mahal is the revenue estate, which may be village or group of villages. It's in this village, one villages will be ho sakta hai, and the may be the group of villages. So in earlier settlement, the revenue was fixed, okay, but the company had changed something. First, it is the feature of, let's talk about the feature of Mahalwari settlement that was introduced in northwestern province of Bengal Presidency. An Englishman called Hort McNeice devised this new system. That is why it is now also known as and this system, which introduced in 1822. Now in this system, the village was important social institution in the North India, and society need to be preserved. So under this system, the collector went from village to village, inspecting the land, survey the land, measure the fields, and record the custom and right of different group, and estimated revenue of each plot with the village was added up to calculate the revenue that each village mahal had to be paid. So for this system, first they collected the data through the survey, from which area they collected how much amount. The amount was not fixed. The main difference between permanent and this mahal were the amount. In the earlier, the Mahalwari permanent settlement, the amount was fixed, but in Mahalwari, the amount was not fixed. It was to be revised periodically, not permanently fixed. The charge of collecting the revenue and paying it to the company was given to village headman. Zamindar ko na dekar, the right of collecting a tax given to village headman. This system known as Mahalwari system. So how can you differentiate Mahalwari and permanent? In permanent, it was introduced in 1793 and the revenue was fixed and Zamindar collected the tax. But in Mahalwari settlement, it was introduced in 1822. After the survey, the data, according to data, the revenue collected from the Mahal, and it was to be revised periodically, okay, not permanently. The charge of collecting the tax given to the village hetman, not zamindar. So this system known as Mahalwari settlement. Now come to the next is Munro or Roytwari. Why this system known as Munro? Because it was introduced by Thomas Munro. The British territory in the south, there was a similar move away from the idea of permanent settlement. They knew very well the disadvantage of permanent settlement, so they introduced different kind of device that was Roytwari or Munro system. Why the Roytwari system name given to this settlement? Because they given the right to collect, giving the tax to the Royt who had tilled the land from their generation for generations. Okay, so in this settlement, because the Thomas Munro observed in South India, it's mean the Munro system introduced in South India, there were no regular zamindar, traditional zamindars. So this settlement required the collector, those have direct right on land. So these were Royts, cultivator. So collecting or tax right given to Royts. Royts, those tilled the land for generation. And how much tax collected from that? Before this, the revenue assessment were made, means survey were there, and Munro thought that the British should act parental father figure, protecting the Royt under their charges. In this way, they can gain the faith of the people also. Okay. In next session, we will talk about crop for Europe.